Alyssa Mercante is obsessed with me. I'm talking stage 5 clinger. There's nothing I can do to shake her, so I might as well keep reporting on it because it gets good views and it draws eyeballs to what a complete nutjob wacko that this woman actually is. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. And Alyssa Mercante can't stop talking about me. Even though I have her blocked and she apparently has me blocked, I have people sharing screenshots with me of her talking about me daily, many times, multiple times, quote tweeting herself, retweeting herself, replying to her own threads about me. And as I told her initially in our first interaction on Twitter that I'm married, she needs to go and find somebody else. That actually caused her to reach out to my wife and try and destroy my marriage. Just making me wonder, does she have some sort of obsession over me? It's not going to work, Alyssa. Don't try it. JT. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for the full article breaking down Alyssa Mercante's obsession with yours truly. She just can't stop talking about me. Now, just a quick recap to catch you all up because this actually matters. I was wondering in my mind why she keeps talking about me. I feel like this was in the past. We're done. We're moving on and going on with our lives. Whatever. We said what we said and we move on. She can't do that. And I've realized why that is. But in order to explain that, we need to talk about how we got here. It all began back when she was directing her attention towards me on Twitter when I created the petition called End Kotaku on change.org. She let me know her feelings about that and displayed a sense of anger that I retweeted someone who posted a thumbnail that she took offense to, which I undid the retweet when she brought that to my attention, and I figured, okay, we're good. I guess that's a mistake, even though there's really nothing wrong with it, but whatever. If you don't want it out there, I will do a professional courtesy and I'll remove that retweet from you. What's she do next? Reach out to my wife because of course she has to be a homewrecker and try to destroy my marriage, and she goes into detail why I'm such an awful person in a long diatribe, wall of text to my wife telling her that of who she's married to because she needs to give her the heads up that I'm an awful person. Yeah, you don't sound crazy doing that. That's totally normal. But then that backfired, and I went on my way like whatever. I told everyone about it, and I was frustrated that Kotaku did not hold her accountable for her actions of reaching out to my wife, going completely out of bounds, something that I felt was not justified by any way, shape, or form. And her manager, Carolyn Petit, apparently backed her up and tweeted that she'd basically do the same thing if someone retweeted something that I disagreed with. Like, okay, so it's okay for people at Kotaku to go out of bounds and contact significant others to tell them how bad their significant other is? I don't know. The rules and morals of these people are questionable at best. So when they did not hold Alyssa accountable, I decided to take it up on my own account and hold her accountable the only way that I could. Create a section on my website called Kotaku Detected, paying homage to Cabrutus and what he did with Sweet Baby Ink Detected on Steam, where you just list the people involved or have troubling situations that you want to advise the general public about to hold the people accountable. And when I started the website, I was like, oh, it's going to have a few people from Kotaku on it, and we can all say, okay, point at them and say, these people have had some major transgressions during their careers at Kotaku. And as I started putting the website together, I was like, holy crap, this actually extends well beyond just Kotaku and infiltrates the entire video game industry on the whole. And then apparently this Nick Calandra guy from Second Wind, who I'd never heard of before, took serious issue with the website and wanted it taken down. And Alyssa was cheering it on when he got the website taken down. But then SmashJT.com was brought back up about 36 hours later after my host, Wix.com, said, yeah, you didn't violate any terms of service. Everything's perfectly fine on the up and up. It's all public information. There's no problems here. There's no threats. There's no implications. There's no private information anywhere. It's just a straight up list of people that I wanted to acknowledge are not doing, in my opinion, good things for the video game industry. That's fair. It's well within my right or anyone else's right to do that. After the site went back up and Mercante tried to avoid taking a major L, she had to evolve her tactics once more into turning it into now legal threats, going on rants on Twitter talking about how she plans on suing me up to and including attempting to start a crowdfunding campaign to gather funds together to sue me. For what? Defamation? Cyberstalking? These are her words on tweets, not mine. Ironic coming from someone who cyberstalked my wife and DM'd her completely out of the blue when I have done none of that. But yet she is projecting, which is what these types of people always do, once again. I'm not gonna lie, the relentless onslaught of attacks has left me feeling a bit drained, grappling with the weight of unwarranted scrutiny and animosity, but I push forward, knowing what I'm doing has the full support of the gaming community in general. I've had a ton of people reach out to me, thanking me, pushing me forward, telling me they have my back, and what I'm doing is good for the entire gaming community at large. It's avoiding these types of people and pushing them out of our space. But that doesn't stop Alyssa from coming back at me. And she tweeted about me once again. Do you guys want to see a grift happen in real time? And then she uses my full name, by the way, and I'm going to black it out here because I don't use my full name. That's kind of like a unwritten rule when it comes to social media. You address the person based off of what their username is. Everyone knows that who stays in bounds. And Alyssa Mercante's username and her editor, she's literally listed on her website as editor Alyssa Mercante. Her Twitter is Alyssa Mercante. Everything has her full name, so I address her as such. If it was something else, I would address her as Alyssa or whatever it was. But by giving the full name, you are subtly implying that you are encouraging your audience to proactively dox a person. It's not even subtle. It's right out in the open. And you know, she can be like, oh, I'm not doxing him. I'm not doing anything. That's his name. People have written about him before. He's shared articles with his full name in it. It's like, yes, but when you, a known person that does not like me, starts doing it, it has a different implication. Anyways, she said, do you guys want to see a grift happen in real time? Here's Jeff's YouTube account, which was doing paltry numbers for the last 3 months until, guess what? He started making... Hold on. Before I even go on. It's very interesting how you can be, as a journalist, twist a narrative. She's a word wizard, as I've said many times before, and here's proof of it right here. You can take a snippet of time and say, oh, his channel was dead up until he started talking to me. But if you go back beyond 3 months, you'll see on this chart right here that I was talking about the completionist, among a slew of other things, that completely blew my channel up well beyond what Alyssa has done for it. But don't let facts get in the way of a good story. What else do you have to say, Alyssa, about why you're somehow more important than other people and how you've impacted my channel even better than them? Was doing paltry numbers for the last 3 months until, guess what? He started making dozens of videos about me, my co-workers, and other queer folks, people of color in the industry. Whoa! That's a lot of accusations you just group in there to pile in to make me sound like the most awful person in the world. Reality is, I don't care about your skin color, your gender, what you identify as. All these things do not matter when it comes to talking about the video game industry. All I'm doing is putting a mirror up to what you are saying and what you are trying to do to the video game industry. I don't give a shit about what you are and what it is that you represent. It's how you're impacting the industry. Don't twist it. The only other time he's hit decent numbers is when he was obsessively making content about the completionist back in December 2023. He cannot create anything of value on his own. He has to rely on other people. He is quite simply a effing loser. Oh, and an idiot. The hypocrisy in this statement is wild to me. It's impressive that she fails to acknowledge what she is doing in this tweet is exactly what she's accusing me of doing, where she's saying, I can't get attention unless I talk about other people, as she is talking about me to get attention. Anyway, she shows this graph here, and classic shows how the graph looks like it's going straight down, because of course she wants to make it look as bad as possible, and how she was the only reason the channel was going up, and now that that's kind of died off, that the channel is now dead because of it. And I'm like, no. In fact, I've even said straight up, Alyssa, I've thanked you multiple times. You have been one of the best things that happened to my channel in the past 3 months. So thank you for that. Like, genuinely thank you for being the bane of the video game industry's existence. You are everything that's wrong with gaming today. You encapsulate the entire truth of why Gamergate 2, as you guys put it, needs to happen, to expose you, to bring you to the forefront and show everyone how you display half-truths, don't tell the whole story, flat out lie to push a narrative and agendas. This is what we see. We are showing it to everyone, and the crowds are seeing it for what it is, and in droves, they see the reality for what it is, and are approving of it to me, saying thank you for bringing this to my attention. I had no idea how bad it really was. What makes Mercante's fixation on me all the more disconcerting is the inconsistency and unpredictability. It's like she's cycling through a Rolodex of strategies, unable to settle on a coherent approach. She said, if you look at his content, he's just waiting to see what Grums tweets. Then he makes a video about it. Daddy, notice me! Or he makes a helpful list of video game industry members that he dislikes/believes need to be held accountable, and calls it Kotaku Detected because he has to rip off the idea of a different, very dumb dude. Once again, Alyssa is displaying her lack of knowledge for what I do on my channel, and she's learning it in real time, and I guess she's surprised at how YouTube works and how you get attention is drawing attention to things that need it. And sometimes, I'll admit, sometimes Grums does have good points that I want to comment on. As a journalist, as you're supposed to be, I would like to think you understand that general concept. If there's an issue that comes up in the video game industry that someone brings up that needs attention, that you feel like is an important thing that draws value to the community, that you would bring that up to them and talk about it. Like, I'm failing to understand how that's a bad thing. I don't just go off of what Grums says. I go off a ton of other channels. People who have been coming to the channel for a while understand that I don't just listen to one. I take accounts from all over the place and put that all together and come up with my own feelings based off of the perception of the reality surrounding all of it. And in a mind-boggling, hypocritical move, even by Alyssa's standards, she follows up her tweets calling me out for grifting with a tweet trying to sell a t-shirt of her trying to grift off of the situation. I cannot make this up if I tried. I just look at how she's acting right now, and it's just straight up hysterical, coping and seething that my channel is succeeding while her reputation is being completely destroyed. She has no one to blame, by the way, but herself. She can try to offload it on people like me or Grums or whoever else out there that talks about what she says, but at the end of the day, ultimately, that's what I'm doing, and it's your words being reflected back at you with my feelings of them. And if that makes you look bad, you need to take a look in the mirror and realize what you're saying might not be the right thing. Someone shared these tweets with me and I thought it was classic, so I wanted to tweet it out myself. Keep coping, Alyssa. We'll keep winning, or as you put it, grifting. All you can do is cry on the internet while we shine a spotlight on shitty behavior in the video game industry. We all know it's a foreign concept to you. Don't have to announce it to everyone. And I shared her screenshot alongside another screenshot from my direct metrics on YouTube showing that my channel is doing well. And I was talking about this on Geeks and Gamers on the podcast last night. Thought it was fascinating how people try to say grifting is a bad thing. It's like, you're talking about topics that people want to hear more about. So how is that bad? If you're covering a situation and people are like, oh, that's interesting, I would like to hear more about that, then you cover it more and it draws more attention, you get more subscribers from it. That's kind of YouTube. I don't know how that's a bad thing, but here's the thing that I wanted to get at with the entire video here. I needed to give that background to get to this point right here. Clearly, what Alyssa is doing is another form of censorship. She is trying to silence me in any way possible. And she's going through, like I said, a Rolodex, a checklist of, okay, I've tried to mock him. I've tried to make fun of him. I've tried to take his website down. I've tried to joke about how dumb he is. I've tried to mock how he copies other people, how he's unoriginal, how he always covers me. Then I'll try to sue him. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to say he's grifting off me. It's like this checklist that just never ends. I'm interested to see what you're going to say next about me. Because here's the thing. When you stop talking about me and stop saying really stupid things about the video game industry and start providing the entire story to your audience, I don't have a reason to talk about you. And then the meaning and point of you just disappears. And you don't want that. The reality is, you need me. You have to have me covering you because I'm the only person that is giving you any semblance of importance on the entire social media sphere. And deep down, you know it, and that burns you more than anything. And for full context, to expose exactly what I'm talking about, here's my previous best performing videos if you pull it back for the last year. None of them have anything to do with Alyssa Kotaku or any of her company or her people or anything like that. It's literally completely separate from her. She, in the grand scheme of my channel, is a blip on the radar and a long list of other topics that I cover. So for now, I'll give you the attention while it lasts. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, you stay smashing. Smash.